Yeah, I think it's fair enough that most of the people who salivate whenever Vegas Matt or whoever puts up a new video, more content, uh, they don't care about the reason for these videos existing. They don't care about the huge sums that are being won and lost. They're just there for the entertainment value. And I've gotten used to the fact that I just don't understand how anybody can be entertained watching somebody playing a slot machine for ridiculous amounts of money, or playing blackjack or baccarat or whatever very badly. And of course, playing is not the right word. I keep trying to correct myself, and it's instilled in me, brainwashed into me, the same way that it is into you and most other people who have any interest whatsoever in gambling. Playing is not the word. Betting is what it's about. Because in blackjack, if you follow the basic strategy, and if you don't, then you're definitely daft. Then you're not making any decisions at all. The only decision that matters is how much you bet and when. And exactly the same applies to baccarat, where you make no decisions at all about what cards are dealt or drawn or whatever. So the most important thing is to time your bets as best you can. Exploiting plus streaks and minimizing the damage done by mean streaks. So that's the essence of these games. And please don't don't copy these professional losers. It'll really really do you harm if you do that. And certainly don't be fooled into thinking that anything that they do is for your benefit. It is entirely for theirs and for the benefit of the gambling industry, the casinos that sponsor them, that make their videos possible, that give them promotional chips, that are valuable player points, as Vegas Matt and his crew are always banging on about. They're there for that. They're not there for you. They're there for the money that they can make. And you might watch Vegas Matt losing a couple of 100,000 and wince and feel terribly sad for him. Don't. He's making at least 500,000 a month out of YouTube, out of you. So when you watch these games, when you watch the way that they play, do the opposite. Whatever you do, don't do what they do. Yeah, I guess basically what I'm doing here, excuse me, is as soon as I start to talk, I get a problem. Is challenging myself, or challenging pattern betting to hit a roadblock and to be driven to blackjack. I mean, I accept, sure, there are only so far in the current specimen set, data set, only 142 shoes, I think. And lots of people have dismissed that as being irrelevant. And of course, that's utter nonsense, because the truth of the matter is that if you're going to be working a betting strategy, it better work every time, or else, you've got a problem. You can't sort of say, well, it didn't work for the first 142 shoes, but that's okay. I'll just keep going. And the reverse of that, of course, is to say, if you're going to say, well, it works great for 142 shoes, but then soon enough it's going to fall apart. So either one of those approaches is absolute bloody nonsense. And I do know that my good friend Mo in California, who is a baccarat player par excellence, 2-3 times a week, very serious about the game and very much engaged with the pattern betting concept. And he's signed up for Baccarat Win Pro and is somehow, or is right now, I think, somewhere above 3,000 shoes. He plays a somewhat muted version of pattern betting. He's a little more conservative than I like to be, but that's his right. I mean, anybody can make any kind of adaptation which they think is appropriate, obviously, because in the end, it's the old story. It's your money, your choice. What I'm offering here is basically a good approach to these table games, which may well be less than optimum. It may well be improvable, enhanceable. Um, there may already be better methods out there. I just haven't found one yet. So that's all I'm saying, really. Anyway, let's kick off again. And remember, I have no idea what's coming. I don't care what the trolls say. They are full of shit. But then trolls usually are, aren't they? They live amongst it. +1. Double for the tie. Oh, duh. 1, 2. Min. +1. +1. 1, 2. If all shoes were like this, happy dances would be called for. But they aren't. 51. 2, 3. Try again. Minimum. Double for the loss. 1, 2. It's like bloody clockwork right now, isn't it? It's lovely. Double for the loss. 1, 2. Uh-oh. 3, 4. 7, 8. Try again. 15, 8. We're not quite at the runaway point. 3 behind, so 15, 8 to the bank. Okay, now 7, 9 to make sure we don't get stung by the commission. Bugger. Okay, 7, 9, 16. Call it 16, 20 just for the hell of it. Look at that. Well, that's the commission covered for sure. All right, back to the minimum on the bank. +1. Plus. 1, 2. All right, back to the min. Two, 3, and we'll be running away if we don't get what we want. Oh, 5, 3. Okay, so 5, 3 it is. 8, 10. 18, 20, and we'd be running away if we lose this. And we did. Okay, so that's going to be 4, 2 on player when we start the next shoe. And remember, I never ever start with a bet on banker. Okay, never ever hate banker. Not just because of commission, because the things that they do to enable them to claim this is a no commission game are so bloody crooked. They just make the house advantage even bigger. Okay, so we're in thousands. 4, 2 on player. 2, 3. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in the bag. Back to the minimum. Double for the loss. 1, 2. 3, 4. Damn it. Minimum. +1. Double for the tie. Bugger, bugger. Double for the tie. 2, 3. Oh! 5, 6. All right, we made it. Back to the min. $51. Repeat. 1, 2. 3, 4. Minimum. Double. Repeat. Min. Plus. Double for the tie. 1, 2. Min. This one. 51. Double for the tie. 3, 4. Uh-oh. 7, 8. Bugger. There it is. In the bag. Minimum. Double for the tie. 51. 2, 3. 5, 6. 11, 6. Going to the banker, and this will be a runaway point if we lose it. See this over here? Okay, 5, 7 for the commish. Let me see now. 5, 7, 12. We'll call that 12, 15. We'll call that 2, 3 in 500s. I think we might run away after this one. Okay. I think I'll go the 5, 6. There we go. All right, so I'm just checking to see where we are. We were at 10 minutes, 3,387 ahead, 16 wins to 20 losses. And I think we were behind with the other one, but I'm not absolutely sure about that. Well, I think we must have been because it was a GAG. I have to do a bit of thinking out loud here. I'm sorry about that, but I've got a lot of information here and here, but once the other shoe is gone, I forget. So back to the min anyway. That should be on the min is on the bank. Plus. It's going to be 1, 2. Back to the min. Plus. Three, 5, and we will be running away from the banker. Try again. Okay, so that's 2, 1 coming over to player in 500s. 2, 2. There we go. Back to the min. double for the tie, plus 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, minimum. You know, you can't play these games without a plan. I'm sorry, folks, but you know, this haphazard bloody random betting, it's just such crap. It's such nonsense, but it's exactly what the casinos want. That's 2, 3, I think. Minimum. Plus. Plus. 1, 2. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Min. Plus. Uh-oh. It's shutting us out. Okay, so we're at 4,472 in 13 minutes. Let me write that down, or I will forget. I'll call it 14 minutes just for fun. 14 mins. 4,472. All right, so we save this one. And you know, you got to think. I mean, when you look at a few of these and just say to yourself, you know, I mean, is it fair to say that random betting or flat betting is better? You know, when this just keeps on keeping on. It's just so silly. Anyway, here it is then. The front page to date. And I'll pause for a second and just tidy this up. Okay, so let's go check them out so I can dump the summary in when we get to the edit. Okie dokie. 14 wins, 4,017. 19 losses, 6,000. The most important number here, of course, is this one here, which says that we failed. But failure is temporary. We just give the dealer a little bit of money to make him or her feel comfortable and content and proud of beating the shit out of us, and then we get our money back with interest inside a couple of minutes or so. You know, that's when things are going right. And you'll have a total. You know, when we get to the edit, obviously you'll have the total of how much money was in play in total, and what the average win was versus the average loss, etc., etc., etc. So that's that one. And then there's this one here. All right, so 30-30, and quite clearly we've got 16,730 divided by 9,700. We're going to end up with a very decent average win value over average loss value. So there's no doubt about that. It's just easy peasy. So done for now, and I'll add on the Excel bit in just a mo. All right then, so here we are with the latest session. It was only 2 shoes. And not that exciting, but anybody who's been following my content for a while knows that I like it best when this number here is red and screaming house advantage, which is what happened this time. 44 wins, 49 losses. That gave the house a stonking edge of minus 4.7% against us. And pattern betting, following the important, essential, absolutely essential principle of betting more, winning more when we win than we lose when we lose, succeeded in trouncing that minus 4.7% against us. and turning it into a plus 12.1%. And I always like those. Those are the best. We've got an average win value on this last session of 472, average loss 332. So that means average win value over average loss value of 142%, and that's really solid. Anything over 125% is golden, unless you've had so few, kind of winning bets that you're miles behind and in deep doo-doo, and that tells a different story. But we don't have to worry about that. Anyway, that's here's the second shoe, the final, going up. Up. This was played today, the 4th of December, and the GAG here was also on the 4th. I got a bit confused just a moment ago because I went up too far and suddenly was in third territory, which is not right. So the first one here, obviously you can see that was no fun at all. That was a shit show. Minus 13.9% against us, which we worsened to minus 24.3. But I cannot overemphasize the way that you have to think of these things is the relationship is transactional. It's a business. It's not fun and games. We're taking it very, very seriously. And basically what we're doing is we lend the house, the dealer, a little bit of money and sometimes a lot of money, but very quickly we get it back with interest, and it's usually a pretty damn good chunk of interest. So, we just have to keep that in mind. And here we had total action of 37,000. You can see, in spite of what the trolls say, the bets are not that high, averaged out. I mean, I start with a low of 25 and we'll go up, if necessary, to 50,000. Doesn't happen very often, but it does happen on occasion. We've got to 145 shoes so far without having to run away to blackjack, and I'm very grateful for that. And what you'll find with the trolls, with the shills, the barkers, the frontmen, the touts, the folks who work very energetically to spread the word to the uninitiated, no, the dumb, that casino house games, casino table games can't be beaten. It's bollocks. They can't be beaten if you bet flat or randomly. That is an absolute fact. That is absolute truth. But if you bet the way that I'm trying to teach you to bet, you will beat the house more often than not. I'm not allowed to say that this is unbeatable. Number one, because it isn't unbeatable, and number two, because YouTube won't let me. So that's how that is. But anyway, here you've got the current story, minus 1.6, which is a bit shitty. It's a bit on the high side, but not nearly as nasty as the thing I showed on the last update of this worksheet, which was minus 2.6. So what we're looking at is a win to date of 352,000, which is 11.8% of our total action, which is 2.99, nearly 3 million over time. 11.8% is 0.1%, 0.1%, 1/10 of 1% down from what it was before I found the error. So I'm grateful that I found the error. I don't care if the errors hurt me. I just don't want them to be there. So when I find them, I fix them. That's my mission. So there we are. And the way that you get the indicated value here is you take this minus 1.6% and you multiply it by the total action. And what you're saying is that if somebody betting stupidly, i.e. flat or randomly, Vegas mat style, or, well, the way that all the others bet, if they bet sort of dumb betting, multiply that by that and you get an indicated loss of 48,120. And we actually did, 7 or 8 times that. We made 352,000. So I'm cool with that. And going up here, a little bit more information up here. We've got the average win overall, 145 shoes, 578, average loss 439, average win value over average loss value 132%. And, don't be fooled. I mean, if you don't bet in such a way that on average you win more when you win than you lose when you lose, you are screwed. Okay? I sometimes say a lovely word that begins with F and ends with D. Frustrated. But yes, so we saw 85 negative AVs, and those, of course, are mostly the GAGs. I run away when I don't like it anymore. I use the trigger that's built into the rules of pattern betting, which is to say when you get 5 bets behind from the start of the shoe and the next bet is 4 figures plus, then run away, start another shoe. Don't ever start a new shoe with a bet on banker. Stay away from banker if you possibly can. Don't be gulled into thinking that just because on the table it says commission free, that you're better off than at a commission table, because you're not, because the things that they put in place of the commission hurt you more than the commission does. So stay away from that shit. Don't mess with tie bets. Don't mess with any of those fancy, funky, weird bets. They are nonsense. They are house bets. They are sucker bets. And, my pal Mo in California, who knows a lot more about baccarat than I do and plays at least a couple of times a week, a couple of nights a week, he says that the people who go to his card room, which calls itself a casino, but it's really just cards, just blackjack and baccarat. I don't think they even have slots. I'm not sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. But he says there are people there who only bet the side bets, and they're looking for the what's it called? There's something or other. The Dragon 7 and the Panda 8. So if the player gets, I think it must be a total of 8 with more than 2 cards, in other words, not a natural, then that pays a big chunk of money. And if the banker gets 7, wins with 7 with 3 cards, then that pays 40 to 1. And they chase those all the time. Well, some people insist that they're making an absolute fortune, that they put the kids through college, they bought their 3rd car, they're about to move into and they're moving up market into another house and all the rest of it, but they never actually produce the paperwork. Sort of like Dana White, who talks about he hasn't lost since September 1st at baccarat, and since he started playing baccarat at the beginning of the year, he's had runs that were so incredible that one casino in particular felt a huge, huge hit on its quarterly win numbers because of his success. And, wonderful stories, total bullshit, no doubt about it, utter crap. But nobody's saying to him, hey, Dana, King of the Hill, can I kiss your ring and can I say to you that you are obviously the most brilliant baccarat player on the planet and you don't have to prove anything. So, and I'm telling you, white lies. But anyway, that's beside the point. So I'm rabbiting on again. I just want you to know I found an error. I fixed it. I might find more. I doubt it. But the one thing you can be absolutely sure of is that these panels here, these screenshots from from the Baccarat Sim platform, are the truth. Over here reflects the truth. Over here just simply sums these up. Here, this is the 145 shoes summary, and then going down, you'll see a shorter summary, 6 shoe summary here, where the house was 27.3% ahead of us, and we flipped that into an 11.3 player edge, and then you go down a bit further. That was a really dramatic one. That's not so dramatic, but it's another negative AV into a player edge. And you'll see that time and again, 7.2 minus to plus 14.4, love it. Minus 11.9 to plus 13.2. I mean, this is the job. of the strategy. This is what it's designed to do. It is designed to deliver profit even when you lose more bets than you win. And trust me, if you can't, oh God, I shouldn't say that. I sound like a politician. As soon as a politician says, trust me, oops, run away. Anyway, trust me. I'm telling you, if you don't bet this way, if you don't bet progressively, say bye-bye to your bankroll. That's the truth. Next time.